one of the picks that he's pretty happy on, but we'll see where he's going to go towards, because of course this is Chovy Zari. It's a very scary thing to face off against. 4 seconds, and there is the Talia. I don't think that Zeka has lost a game on this champion yet. As having a look. He lost his first game in their last series. A few veterans here, a few world champions on this side as well. Let's jump onto the Rift here for game number 1 between Gen.G and Homolife Esports. As Peanut going to walk towards this ward and get knocked up. Zeka throws a bunch of rocks at him, and yeah, Peanut's going to have to lick his wounds a little here. See, Kingen made it out. He came out of the brush.
Homolife isn't aware yet that the red buff was taken. But we'll find out shortly.
Entrance going to be going down there as, yeah, Life is getting very aggressive. Delight already burning. A few more autos will do it as Life is in trouble. The polymorph timing just too good. And Life oversteps his bounds.
And ideally, want to try and use this Herald for an aggressive play early on as...
Ooh. Hard to consult, goes completely wide, but Permafrost is going to be there, holds on to the Warrior Trickster as Life interrupts Chovy, but he's going to be interrupted himself, and now he gets the quickness off, but will the Ignite be enough? Pace gets into the backline, Clid's in trouble, he's flashing, and Viper, yeah, he's going to give up on this one, there is no hope. And now Paze is flashing forward, Featherstorm is going to come down.
Yes, cleanse.
Does he have the Blade Caller available? The answer is yes, but there is the cleanse that you were talking about, and Paze just skates his way in. That is the kill onto Viper as well, as Kingen's fighting Doran towards the top side, and I don't think it matters all that much.
Nope. Kingen, if he gets a kill, it'd be big. This is exactly what you can't do against Zeri, is these type of messy, scrappy fights where you don't have the cooldowns to deal with that.
Yeah, and we've had these Zeri moments quite often, as just knows that he has cleanse, so just has to wait for the feathers, and there it is. Really beautifully played there by Paze.
Tell us.
Yeah, do a PhD. As Weaver's Wall going to come through here, Zeka's going to pay a visit towards the top lane, and that is a really dead Cassante. Kingen locking down the first kill for Homolife Esports here.
Like, stronger than your opponent. I think defensive items actually gain a ton of value. As Paze?
Yeah, he's just walking at them. Chovy, he's ulted as well, as Glacial Prison going to be used defensively, and Chovy is going to interrupt the teleport. Zeka, not a whole lot he can do here. Seismic Shove going to be thrown down, but they give the kill over to Paze. That is a killing spree for the Zeri. Like, look at all the turrets.
Standing goal.
The turrets that are there for the taking. Chronicler, as Life is going to get charmed. Chovy very charming, and that is going to kill the Rakan.
It had to be Life or Clid, right? Like, they need to go in, they need to keep checking. They can't really afford not to take that risk. And now, looks like the Baron is just going to get taken here. Doran also should be able to get Clid out of here.
Prison does come down, and Gen.G are going for the turn. There's the flash away, but the Cyclone's going to be enough. Kingen goes golden, but he will be going towards the Death Chamber immediately afterwards. Actually, a really, really cute use of the Counter-Strike, but that is only going to delay the inevitable, as Viper's like, nah, I'm not into team fighting, guys. It's not the life I lead. I do not want to do that, as Paze is underneath inhibitor turrets, just fighting them. Yeah, he is. That is another kill. That's the triple for the Zeri. Viper's going to get an inner turret. Congratulations, brother. And now Gen.G going to move back towards the Baron.
Added to the fact that the disengage from Hanwha is quite good with the Talia and the Xayah, and I think that this is one of those moments where Gen.G, you're just going to have to pull the trigger. Going to have to force a fight. You're tanking all that. You can fight him.
Well, here is the fight that they're forcing. It is onto Zeka. The chain of CC was just gorgeous there, with the help of the charm, as Viper going to walk out of the way of one of those himself. Kingen getting the information that his base is falling apart as Chovy's just dashing around, doesn't have Spirit Rush anymore, but these Nexus turrets in trouble. A teleport just to make sure that the minions stay alive, as a charm is going to connect onto Kingen here. Glacial Prison goes entirely wide, and that Blade Caller did minuscule damage. Paze takes it as an opportunity to press the ult button, but Viper is going to clean him up. It does not matter whatsoever though, and that 1,000 gold he'll have to find a way to use in game number 2, I believe, because Gen.G are going to wipe out the Nexus, and this game, an absolute statement from our second place team here in the LCK. Really impressive stuff, as they will finally take this one down. The most important, 50 gold goes to Peanut. Paze doing so much damage here, and as we can see in the gold graph, it was just elementary. You can see that little...
That's...
Ooh, okay.
Okay. Oh. Well, Gen G are going to try to do exactly the same thing as they did in the previous game. Look at that top side. If scaling bot lane, of course, in the last game, the scaling bot lane got ahead, so everything was chaos, but Vi Lissandra.
Is it going to happen?
I can see it. I'm a believer. I think Gen G is going to make the 2-zip.
Well, let's see whether it works as we hop onto the Rift here for game number 2. Going to have to deal with Chovy yelling at him and throwing ice around. That is what the Lissandra does, especially here in Korea.
Well,
like, why would you do it?
It doesn't need to get you anything.
Doran is in trouble. Kingen gonna flash and not actually pick up first blood against the Cassante, and now both of these top laners don't have flash. The teleport is going to bring Doran back here, and he won't have control of the wave. That is the big positive here for Kingen on the Gnar. But for both junglers, these top lanes have started to look a lot more interesting. Well, Clit is going to be in the area. Wasn't able to get level 6 or anything like that as Chovy moves on in. He's got Frozen Tomb, and this is just, like, what do you do against this, right? Like, Chovy can dive so easily, and Kingen's like, I'm getting out of here. I'm done. I don't want anything. I don't want any part of this. He gets the flash, but that is going to be it. He gets lit on fire as well as he's trying to kite it out, but it's not going to work. And first blood goes to Chovy on the Lissandra.
Yeah, it would have been incredible. Not going to be the case here, but now Zeka doesn't have flash. And you remember the counterplay, right?
Yeah.
For Kingen? Let's see if they can do it again.
Well, he's going to have to put up a house to hang out in as the exhaust comes through. They are hanging out underneath this turret as Chovy going to go golden and keep himself alive as they needed to keep tanking it. Really nicely done there. Juggling the aggro.
But I think that lead is going to keep growing, Atlas.
We'll see whether it will, as this is a good start. They will take first turret here towards this top side, stretching it to about 3,000. Next Rift Herald going to be up in 45 seconds time, as well as Gen G move pays towards this mid lane. And cleared. Cycloning Doran here and clearing out a minion wave. Life will turn up. Now Doran, how many dashes do you have? Quite a few. Let's see how your surfing is, and he doesn't actually have to. That is cleared, grabbing the first kill here for Life Esports. They'll need a bit more than that, but it's a good start. Well, that is Zeka in a bit of trouble here. He puts down the cage, but who's trapped in where with whom? And I think it's him being trapped there with Peanut and Chovy. They'll lock down yet another kill.
Oh my god, they're not even going to use it on mid.
Yeah, Peanut's going to say, yes, I will allow you to play the game. Play the game into this. As, yeah, I don't think he's got enough Dark Matter. As Peanut's tanking the turret, still looks like he's going to be fine because the turret is just already dead. The wave going to come through. Zeka will survive, but it's already enough. As Clid throws down the Cyclone just to try and keep this out of turret up, and he will be able to succeed in that. That is another cooldown used very defensively on Hamwa's side. And
as mentioned, 2 items right now, 2 stacks as well. Oh no.
Well, I don't know whether Kingen is surviving this one. Does throw the Vi around, but there's a cease and desist, and yeah, Chovy will still be able to lock down the kill. This ganking duo, we were talking about the Ahri, right? And Life Esports, they were scared of the Ahri, but they haven't let up whatsoever. We're going to need some heroics from these Life Esports players. Find themselves back into this.
I'm expecting a really hard, even if they don't get the Drake, like Gen G should hard force a fight here. Chovy has TP as well, although there isn't a great flank setup besides that bot side ward. Because look at the items, right? Quick Blades done here for Pays. 2 items done for Chovy. 2 items done for Peanut. 2 items done for Doran. They're incredibly strong right now. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them try and take advantage.
And he's going to flash. The Frozen Tomb already down, but it's a mini-Gnar. He's not going to be able to do anything about this. Doran's gone all out as the wave is going to go by majestically, but not do anything. As Doran's still dashing forward. Don't know about that one. That's going to be Zeka locking down the kill. Double knock up into the backline, but it's a split fight. And already, Pays has taken down the Nami. Viper is exhausted. And Zeka and Viper can now do nothing about the onslaught of Gen G. This is exactly what you were asking for, Chronicler, and Gen G will be rewarded.
Out of sight for even a second. It was that flank ward that we were talking about what actually ends up getting them the kill here. And yeah, Peanut goes in very deep.
Yeah, that's a grand entrance, the Vault Breaker, and a very dead Viga. Chovy not even there because he's taking down this outer turret on the bottom side. And man, 4 turrets now. They are wiping this map out.
This is a clinic.
It is.
Oh no.
Sometimes life comes at you fast, and other times life is in the river, wandering towards a Baron pit.
No, you come fast at life.
Oh, yeah. Well, that definitely was what happened.
He's very dead.
Yes. Doran is on the bottom side of the map. Not exactly the fastest split pusher, but Demolish is going to help him out there. And Gen G going to start off the Baron. TP in hand for the Cassante. And I don't know whether they can get past Chovy.
There's bounties on the map.
Yeah. No, this is very much in shellacking territory. Baron is going to be consumed, and Gen G, they can choose a lane. Bottom lane is prepped. Kingin, once again, overextended because this is a long walk. There it is. Frozen Tomb going to be used. The Gnar is going to be interrupted. And he is going to be able to crush, but he's still dead. Pays picks up the kill onto the Gnar. Viper looking for an outer turret in the mid lane in exchange.
I don't think it's happening, right? Like, Lissandra is too fed. They have the pick potential. They have full map control. There's not that much that you can do here unless Gen G make major mistakes.
Whoa! I was pretty scared. As okay, there is cease and desist and another ulti from Chovy.
Yeah.
Yes, Event Horizon comes in. Cool. And the inner turret is going to go down.
You know what this is?
Doran was dealing with earlier on. What is this?
This is actually a Gen G callback to the first series they played against T1. At the start of the LCK. Because you know what happened to Pays that game? What Chovy is doing right now to everyone else.
That is actually true. It was game 2, right?
Yep, it was.
Wow.
It was not close. And neither is this game.
That was one of the most impressive Lissandra games that I have seen. Chovy doing a decent job himself as the Everfrost is going to come forward. He gets exhausted and does go golden. Event Horizon is going to be there, so they might actually be able to get the kill. So they do. And as we were praising him, he does immediately go down. That makes it our fault, not Chovy's fault.
That one's on me. I cursed it. I'm sorry.
Yes. Knowing that, you know, you're going to have the battle scene that lasts for about 3 hours coming up immediately after.
I gotta say, I actually like the Battle of Helm's Deep more.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess, you know, it was orchestrated well, as Doran's going to get knocked up into the sky and taken out. So, Zeka able to get a kill back for Life esports. Chovy's made that play before, not going to follow the claw this time as Peanut gets himself out. Viper now looks for Chovy. He gets slowed down as now he dashes forward. Viper not able to get the extra auto onto Delight. But Gen G, fresh off a Baron, not actually finding it as Viper is just playing so aggressively here. The Tidecaller's blessing as well is making things so difficult. Really enjoying.
Besides the Cassante, there isn't that much MR. Actually doesn't have it yet. Still 200.
He does have 360 stacks though.
No, I know, but like you need death cap.
Well, true. Cease and desist comes in. That is a very dead jungler, guys.
Never mind.
And that is really bad news. Kingin takes so much from the Frozen Thrall as well. As now the culling going to be used. Viper looking for his opportunity, but everyone moves so quickly. They are going to be able to get out of the way.
Like, it's very unfortunate. Oh, Doran?
All right, I've seen this one before. As Kingin's throwing things around. There's the flash to get out of the way of the bubble. And Viper does have to flash to escape Chovy here as Life is going to give himself up for the good of the colony. Peanut going to be clearing out control vision here towards his bottom side as they are going to utilize these lanes, try and get something done. Event Horizon now on cooldown. That could be something they can use. And yeah, with this Elder still available, they are going to at least break over the base. I mean, what's the option? What are you supposed to do against this? As he just pulls him through the wall. It's a great double bubble, but I think I know what it means, and not a whole lot, as they take down the Gnar like he was nothing, like he was a paperweight. As Life now on his fountain, and Gen G, they will obliterate Life esports here in game number 2 and set themselves up for a very early match point in the best of 5. Did not care about that at all. They just followed their game plan and they played exceptionally well. Viper also, I mean, he did the best that he could, right? Did a lot of damage.
He tried really hard, man.
He did, but this game was about Chovy and it was about Peanut, and they just consumed the solo lanes and the jungle. Yeah, as the Jace being flexed currently between Doran and Chovy as well. The Cassante can sort of follow him around if it would like to. It's not my favorite matchup, but does tend to nullify as, okay, that's Pantheon. So Ashe Pantheon bottom lane?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's Viari,
And it's Delight as well. So going to be going towards something that is going to allow Peanut to dive early, in theory. I guess. Kind of fun. 1 and 2, and we'll see whether Hammer Life Esports can utilize that to grab their first win here. Let's jump onto the Rift. I don't like it. I think Grand Skyfall's too cool, so I just still say it. So I'll probably say that by accident when the ult comes through. I do know that it's Grand Starfall.
Yeah, we talked about this on the desk like yesterday. But then here they were denied the crash again.
Hook is going to connect, but the shield goes up. And yeah, Spartan pretty good at the good old defensive play here.
Yeah, that's one thing I was kind of surprised about with the Blitzcrank. Like, obviously Hook and Ash is amazing, but able to very early on here get his team a lead as
another Hook is going to come in. Arctic Assault comes down as well. The Delight lit on fire and will be destroyed. Hanwha grab themselves first blood as well, and I feel like this is the first time they've done anything in an early game, even remotely, proactively.
So at the very least, they'll be able to get a plate in mid as all.
All right. Viper going to get stunned up, does have to flash. Chains of Corruption goes wide. They get both Summoner spells out of this Varus in trade of just Delight's Flash and Ignite. As Q going to connect there is now an all-out being utilized here by Kingen. Doran going to get towards the safety of his turret, and I actually thought the Kingen was in range of that one, and if he was in range of the turret, he may have just straight up died. Yeah, and I actually think that, like, it's been more early game issues than mid game issues, right? Because they just haven't been able to play a mid game.
Sure.
This whole series, right? It's just never really been.
Oh, Delight!
As Grand Starfall going to come down here towards the bottom side. Pay's going to be able to lock down the kill onto Viper. Nicely played there. Not a lot of counterplay availability for the lone Varus, as life kind of left him on his own.
Doran.
Yeah, there's the flash. All out going to come through here. Let's see whether King can get the solo kill this time around. The answer is yes. And a flash to go along with it. They trade those ones, but you'll take it if you are Hammer Life Esports. Klid going to move on over. And now looking for the Glacial Prison. They'll find it. There's the Hook as well. And another dead Pantheon. He dives towards the open arms of Viper, who gets his revenge.
This next Drake fight is going to be, I think, a big decision or a big difference maker as to who we think is favorites. Oh, God!
In goes Delight. Yeah, unseals his fate, and Zeka is going to be able to make his way out, but that guarantees the outer turret in the mid lane. So I'm saying worth for the Pantheon. Absolutely love it. Now they're diving even further forward. Glacial Prison comes in though as Zeka. He's going to get back to his soul. Peanut survives, but at what cost? The arrow! It's going to connect. Delight is actually looking for it. What was that? Okay, never mind. Peanut is now moving towards the enemy base, and that is going to give Viper a kill. Break it down for me, Chronicler. Oh, it is just... It's a very curious thing to do. As Pay's just going to get flashed on. He's going to flash over the wall, but that is going to set up the Hook because that knock-up is still going through. Winter's Wrath going to come down. The Unbound Soul is something that Zeka actually found annoying in that situation because he wanted to stay in. So the rest of Gen G are going to close in. They will be able to defend their outer turret for now. But Hanwha should be able to collect Shirley here, take her for a walk wherever they'd like to go. As life waddling towards
They've been waiting
dark.
really long for this. Should get the kill here.
Yep, there they go. The arrow going to connect as well, as Kingan's going to flash in. All right, that is Peanut just avoiding all of the CC. Really beautifully done as Delight. He's going to go down as well, and that is a double for Viper. And yes, they were waiting there for a long time, but they did not get the reward that they were looking for.
Fatal Lethality Varus. Oh, Doran, he doesn't have flash.
All right, can he escape it this time around? Zeka says no. He's just going to land the ultimate. Viper's going to come through and says, that was all mine. Well, that ward didn't actually spot them out, as all of Gen G are looking to catch out life. They will be able to do it. And that is Chovy grabbing that kill. Peanut's flashing towards Viper. The arrow will immediately be cleansed. There's the cease and desist and the teleport to come back through from Doran. He'll claim the shutdown. And now Gen G. I think maybe they do have the damage for Baron with an alive Jace.
And what started out is just them trying to cross-map after their bot side got blown up. Turned into 2 picks. Both the bot laners dead. Viper incredibly fed, gone. This is optimistic. They could have gone for Drake, but they're going for the Hail Mary here. It's just a flip.
They should still be able to get this one done. Zeka is the scariest part of this, but he immediately gets charmed. He's going to be exhausted. They focus him down, and now it is just tanks. Kingin, can you be the hero? He does manage to bring Delight over, but he's been a sacrificial lamb this whole time. Yeah, and now the Baron is still up and available. Chovy going to take so much damage. I mean, Klid's actually doing damage here. What? That was nuts. Winter's Wrath did a whole bunch of work, and there is the counter throw from Gen G.
Oh, Gen G could have gone for Drake.
The counter throw? Is it happening?
No, oh my god, Delight can ult in.
Yeah, the arrow is going to connect there as well, as life is going to go down. Chovy is also going to die.
Oh my god!
And they saved the Baron.
And Hanwha Life also should have gone for Drake.
Someone should go for Drake, for goodness sake. All right, Pays also has an arrow for getting towards this pit as well, as Arctic Assault is going to interrupt. Oh no, Chovy already out of the fight. The ult's going to come through. That is going to be both solo lanes just dead. Hanwha not giving any options to Gen G around the Baron pit this time.
Perfect. And that has been where I think also one of the biggest gaps has been. Peanut has been running this series.
Now he's running away from Zeka.
No, he's not.
Sorry, he's in the death chamber. He's running.
Oh, Chovy, you can't go Banshees here, man. They have Mountain.
He's focusing on the horizon. Okay. And Zeka is focusing on killing these minions. Charm is going to frustrate him for a moment, but Hanwha, with this Baron, going to move towards all of the inhibitor turrets and also try and take themselves down a Jace. They will be able to collect him. And that should mean that this bottom inhibitor is also going to fall. It's not the worst inhibitors if you're looking to set up around an Elder and you're the enemy team. But the game may just be over, which would also be bad, because it means that you can't even flip for it. Kingin's flashing in, looking for an opportunity, maybe overextended. The all-out comes in, and the Fountain will murder the Cassante. Delight immediately dies, but of course, that's kind of what's supposed to happen, as it's a massive knock-up from Zeka. That, I think, will confirm his POG, as Peanut looks to escape out the front door, and it's not going to work. Klid flashing after Chovy, won't find the knock-up. And this is going to be the end of the game. Hanwha Life Esports come back alive in the series to bring us to at least a fourth game. If there's silver scrapes, I agree with Chronicle. I think that's when you get really worried if you're a Gen G fan. But this should have been done and dusted.
None of them worked out in this game. And then once they got behind, we do know Hanwha from ahead, amazing team.
Yeah, because they just don't often get ahead.
No,
right? They need to capitalize on overly aggressive plays from their opposition generally. Does he give it another whirl is the question. Because there are a lot of knockups. It is going to be the Lissandra consideration instead. Does kind of go against what Zeka has been good at, which makes me less excited, as Gragas for Zeka, so that's still melee, and they are going to take away the Gnar. So Gragas should be able to survive at least into LeBlanc. We'll see whether they can take the rest of them here and move us towards Silver Scrapes. Let's get on to the Rift for game number 4. Well, I mean, I'd almost counter that, and I got a weird reason for it, right?
Hit me.
I feel like the reason Hanwha won game 3 was because Gen G had too much agency and used too much of it.
In challengers this split.
I have. They have been pretty. They've been pretty quid. They've been.
Yeah, they haven't been that great because they're missing specifically this player Peanut now on the top half of the map.
Yeah, Kingin trying to charge up that Gnar as the all-out does come through. There's the hop from Kingin. Klid's going to turn up, and it's a disaster for Gen G. Or is it? Let's see what they can do. There's the Gnar into the wall. The wallop's going to come down to follow it up. Peanut should be dying as Doran's actually kind of popping off. Klid's going to need to find the permafrost, and he does. Peanut's the one to escape. Klid throws out the happy bee. And oh man, look at you. What? How are your hands? And I think a lot will hinge on how Delight is able to orchestrate the beginning of a lot of these plays. As he flash plays to look for Viper. There is the Featherstorm that they will collect.
It's tough as, oh no.
Just going to wander into a hook here. Nice play there from Delight as well, as Life going to be told to cease trying to escape. And he will, as that is the Life that we saw first couple of games. A little bit unfortunate there, as that is 4th turret collected. have a look at this. Look at how relaxed he is as well.
And then gets the cancel on the grand entrance.
Really clean. Are you being a bit stubborn about that?
Well, I'm being a bit stubborn about it right now, but I feel like that doesn't apply to me as an individual.
That's what a stubborn person would say, just so you know.
Oh yeah, I walked right into that one. As Pace is going to get a bunch more plates.
He's going to do it again.
He's just on a diet of plates only.
When he does his grocery shopping, he goes to IKEA, man. That's what happens.
Oh, Peanuts in the pit.
Yeah. He's going to have to flat to get out of the pit.
Oh, Delight.
Yeah, Hook is going to connect. Not a lot to get from it as Peanuts back in once again. All right, that's a flash forward. Don't know about that one. Cease and desist comes through as Peanut will go down. And now the Lantern can be taken by Doran. Chovy dives on in, trying to get some poke damage down as we even out the Dragons. Oh, Orcs, what have you done? Actually just the least valuable Drakes.
Oh, Clit and Kingan.
All right, they're looking for it. Glacial Prison comes down. The Grand Entrance going to be flayed very nicely, and the Hook comes through for the Wallop. He's going to connect onto Peanut. And there's not a whole lot that Gen G can do about it. Great pick from Hanwha, who found another one here in this mid-game despite the gold deficit.
And that's big, but at the same time, they did invest 2 flashes to kill people. Well, if they get Doran as well for free, then it's a great trade.
Well, it might be for a few boomerangs as Doran is going to get hyped once again. There's a flash forward from Clid as they get a teleport as Zeka is coming into the mid lane as they know what they want. And it's not Zeka to be hooked as Cask comes on through and Zeka is dead. Paze is going to be able to lock that one down as Viper starting to pop off in the fight as well. Collects himself 1 kill, but now has to try and navigate 4 people. It's not going to work out as Clit is also going to go down. And Gen G fighting around Paze, looking so much better.
Oh, Viper is trying so hard, man! On the enemy team as Gen G is just going to get an inner.
Well, they're going to look for it. They might also get a king in, as they don't, but they do get the inner, like you were talking about. Zeka going to complete his Seraph's Embrace, but that means that he's not here to help defend. Peanut looking to move back towards the Baron once again. They're kind of bleeding Humble Life Esports out of any resources right now.
It's LeBlanc with Banshees, right? It's so hard to collapse on the trying, though.
Yeah, and Clid throwing an ultimate to Narnia is not really going to get it done. Cease and desist coming through here as Gragas trying to keep himself alive as Paze just going to destroy him. Kingan not going to offer too much back there as we get a zoom, optimistic zoom there from Jonas Strong, but we still get a zoom anyway. So the Hook is going to go moderately wide. As Nah comes through, connects onto the Cassante, as Doran is just not exactly too worried about a turret, and in fact, just bring him over, predicts it, as he can walk through the base gate, but still, Pace just does so much damage. Presses Q with that Infernum and feels real good about it, and now the inhibitor turret is going to be taken down. Hanwha, you're going to have to try and look for a fight at some point, and needs to be while you have players that are alive. And if they can establish themselves, there is a possibility something could happen, but this is a haymaker.
It's a Hail Mary, all or nothing here.
Yeah, Chovy still has that Banshees as Moonlight Vigil connects. Are they tanking up? Pace just dives forward. He's burning down and Viper will secure the kill. It's a zoning Gnar ultimate and Viper is now dead. Great knockups are going to come in, but Chovy is still alive and no one is touching him. He can just do whatever he wants. Life is hiding as best he can. It's a horror movie for this Rakan as Chovy is just walking past him. He'll connect the chains and goodbye life. He says, oh, I missed you, buddy, from last year, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to put you in the death chamber for a while I win this game.
And that is going to be it here. Gen G, yeah, they drop game number 3, but game number 4, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Completely decimating Hanwha Life here in this final game, Atlas.
Obliteration once again, and this time it was back to how they won the first 2 games, and that was with a better game plan. As Viper going to be taken out, he does take Delight with him, and this is not the end for Hanwha Life Esports. They will be now down in the lower bracket to face off against KT next week. No, I don't think so, especially with what we saw. KT is, oh man.
Yeah,
Zeka really not having a great one in this final game, but Chovy, massive damage. He was your POG, right?
And there are some serious issues if you decide to go for that all-in lane on the bottom side of the map, as it is going to be Jarvan to come through here as the final pick. And Doran giving a chuckle here. Now, I worry, and this Jarvan pick is actually super interesting because the Wukong Jace counter is an old counter. We've seen it so many times, and you can actually win this lane. You can put the pressure on, but especially with Jarvan, this is super strong.
As we jump out of the rift for game number 1. Maybe it wasn't Carry. It might have been Lahens. Not 100% sure.
Tall, by the way, the last person to play this.
Yeah.
When Roach was on Genji, he's now coaching for the team that Genji are playing against here. It's been a rare matchup, only happened 9 times. You know, maybe you could actually trade back a kill or even, you know, counter gank and find success with the Wukong if they went for a super early gank. Because, man, Doran is playing with fire here. But now you see the Wukong is pathing bottom side, and we'll see if their reaction time is quick here. They do have a ward.
Going in for an engage. Peanut coming in from behind. Pace is taking a bunch of damage. They're trying to get this kill onto Pace as the concussive blows go in. And first blood is given over to Guma, but immediately traded back as Peanut did get the wraparound and picks up the second kill.
So all secondary summoners are down here, but Owner knows now he can dive.
Yeah, well, Doran is Jarvan, so because apparently Peanut leashed it for him. As Owner is on the bottom side, we are trying to get the flash here out of Paze, and more concussive blows come in. Owner a little bit behind, but the damage is there as flash forward, and Owner will pick up the kill, and maybe a second one onto Delight, as he's not able to flash out. And it's just not going to work. Paze, meanwhile, missing out on potentially picking up 2 turret plates, which would be the trade normally for the Rift Heralds.
Yeah, he's got Crescendum here. So much damage. Peanut's here. They get a flash.
Not going to get that one, but they will get Carrier down, so that is a kill going into the hands of the Aphelios already.
Just a big shout out to the LCK who cleaned up my coffee spill that I had, which is why the early game...
It was a big spill.
It was a big spill. Like, it was my April Fool's joke, but it wasn't a joke. I actually spilled coffee all over the table.
Chovy, he goes back in when Owner is here. He's going to block with the clone, and now Peanut following up as the chains will connect, trying to go back in onto Owner. Flashes away. Delight coming back over. Second Cyclone, and it should be enough as Peanut will pick up the kill onto Owner. Very nice counter gank timing from him.
Yeah, Peanut has to, or rather Chovy has to flash, but they're able to get this kill here. And this is pretty huge. They're going to actually push this further into the bottom side as well. Guma low on mana. As this is Chovy's first-person view on this, running into the Lissandra.
He sees him. He's calling for it.
Clone blocks the ultimate, which is massive.
Baker has no mana. He says, we're getting a fight here on the Drake as Peanut tries to start this one. He is caught inside the pit as he does have flash, tries to get away. But now the claw comes in, catches both of them, and Pace has to cleanse as they're caught way out of position. And T1 are looking to punish. There's the concussive blows, and Pace is a couple of autos away, and down he goes. Baker picks up the kill.
And if Chovy can't get that turret down, his playmaking potential is so much lower because his access points to the top lane, to the rest of the map, to picking in the jungle are so much lower. He's going to try to make something happen
Trying to get in onto Zeus. They have so much CC, and Zeus does not have flash. He should be going down. He's trying to trade it, though. As where's the damage? They can't kill him.
There's no damage. And like I said, Chovy can't get over here. He's not here. And he can't make the difference. He was the damage that they didn't have.
Oh, no, there's definitely going to dive this. Easy smite to slow him down as... Okay, he will get away. Finally gets the flag and direct back, but close call on an extra kill as we're trying to get in onto Faker, but he's close. Oh, the timing of the chains. He's not able to claw out. Has to ult himself, and he's not in a great spot himself now because he does not have a flash. Might get his claw up here in a little bit, but one last auto. And Chovy will take him down.
All right, Chovy gets the kill here. His first of the game. And Jace is going to do a ton of damage, too. You just don't have an angle except hard engage.
Chovy, not sure about that, TP. My good sir, he's going to have to flash away. Still gets caught by the Sedge ult as Paze is also getting caught on the backside. Has to double Summoner here as he will get to safety. Delight very below. As Doran is trying to frontline for him here, but he's just getting pulled to shreds too. Guma just standing up to him, takes down the Jarvan. Doesn't care about his little tanky build as they're just scattering to the wind like leaves. Genji just going down one by one. As okay, looking for the angle here, onto the back line as Guma just flashes the wall, and the damage is there as Peanut will be the first one to go down, I believe. As no, he will get away to the top side. It will actually be Doran on the left side of your screen, who does get taken out first. Carrier gets pretty low, but he does his job on the Braum.
Yeah, the damage is so quick here for T1 on the turn. And even though the engage was good, there's no follow-up. As Jovi's trying to fish.
Yeah, and Peanut's still here. He's actually full health. It was his clone who was getting hit there on the backside of this as... yeah, T1 taking a bit of damage here. Looks like they might want to go for a turn as there is the claw. They get in onto the Leona. Not the best target as the light will flash away. And T1 will have to give this one another try later on in the game.
Yeah, Chovy just wants to continue to do some poke damage here with Ludens and make sure they can't go back to the Baron.
As Doran is looking for the angle here, Genji on top of the Drake. As Owner is looking for the potential steal, and it will go over to the side of Owner as there is the engage, but Delight is the one taking the majority of the damage. And now the Wombo combo does come in, but the damage is not quite there as Chovy desperate to put in the damage. They do not take out Zeus. He lives as Pace and Chovy, the two that are left alone, as everybody on the side of T1 is still alive. As look at that damage. Pace barely going to survive here potentially as Carrion not able to hit his Q, but another big team fight win here to the side of T1.
They're going to pick up some mana here, but he's fairly vulnerable.
He doesn't have claw. He doesn't have, he's got it back up just now as okay, he is going to get back to safety, maybe baiting him into Carrion. As now looking for the engage, they know Delight does not have flash, as they just turn onto the Leona and blow him up. Down he goes, as so much for the tanky Leona in this fight, as the TP is behind them. As Paige trying to do damage on the front line, Guma in a very wonky spot, flashes forward into Inferno, and it doesn't matter, as that should be the end of this one. Very low health bars on the side of T1, as Chovy is desperate. He does pick up the kill onto Guma.
Doran.
Maybe he's got some kind of chance. That's a double kill for Chovy. Is the clone going to tank that one up?
The base, though, is in tatters here. The Nexus turret's under fire. He's going to have to TP to the Nexus.
He should have enough time, and he will get there on time, but it is a LeBlanc. It's really up to Chovy. Chovy has to get there on time, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Delight with Solar Flare. One time? One time trying to get lucky here as Smite is perfect. 1196 as Faker goes in for the engage. They have Elder Drake as the rest of the team just trying to get out here. As a split call comes in, they're just going to give up Faker as he is all alone. He does have the stopwatch, and Zeus still here. Okay, the re-engage, but the shock blast misses as not the cleanest engage. Pace is getting the damage on Zeus as he is ticking down, but he is still alive.
Oh my god, he's still alive.
The Aphelios is shooting from over the wall, but he's just trying to get away. They don't want to fight against the Elder Drake, and Guma just a little bit too scary, even without his summoners.
Incredible moment for Pace regardless, but it's not going to be enough. One hit will take him out.
One smite. Oh, he's just trying to chase him down and smite him, but not quite going to happen as even the piercing arrow misses.
The two carries don't really get caught by that combo. You should be able to end here. You got 20 seconds on Elder. Chovy is doing blue buff.
Well, the team doesn't want to fight while they have Elder, but they might be forced to. Like, you got to get back here. He is backing now. As 9 seconds on Elder buff, we got 7, 6, 5. Peanut is in the front line with his clone, trying to stop this one as Doran goes in. Trying to clear out the wave here as Elder buff is gone, but Doran is as well. As the ult here from Pace is not massive, but he does have a massive shield, and they are clearing this wave, and the AoE damage is coming in for both Chovy and Pace, and it will push T1 back for now.
Yeah, with Chovy and Pace alive here, T1 just cannot end.
And you see Pace, most damage in the game, not surprising, as the majority of the damage done in that last fight was him. As, let's see, I mean, T1, they're desperate to try to end this game before things get any more hairy in this one.
Use these Baron minions. You got 45 seconds here. You get this inhibitor. You've got a clear path to victory. You just got to play it slow.
Yep.
Don't get engaged on.
That's exactly what they're doing as, okay, that's Pace's shield gone. One shot blast. As 3 inhibitors are gone. T1 slowly but surely with 30 seconds of Baron buff are trying to take down the game.
Just let the minions do the work here. Genji have to come to you.
Hold up the door, but they go for the wombo combo. They get the Cataclysm, but it is not in the backline. Guma is just autoing everybody as Pace. Tons of AoE, but he can't do it alone, as now he's going to get first to smithereens as he is in the base. And T1, they have done it. Guma takes him down, looking for the Penta, but the Nexus goes down first. 37 minutes, and T1 take game 1 as Zeus ends up doing the most damage in the game.
Yeah, playing very aggressively on the bottom side, and that first exchange was really cool, and you could tell Genji really had a plan. It could happen. Like it's not out of the.
We did see that in challengers.
But I think this is going to be something a little bit more standard. I say that. Looks like it's going to be AP Maokai, and they are just going to play the Malphite here.
There it is, locked in.
And it's on the side of Genji into the Aphelios. Gnar much safer, and it's going to suit the composition in terms of all the setup they have. They have Thresh, Lissandra. It sets up an easy game for Gumayusi to carry on the Aphelios with the front line they've been given.
Absolutely. Here we go again. Game number 2, Genji versus T1.
And I mean, I look at this draft here for Genji and I think, oh, it certainly could work. You know, it absolutely could. We felt the same way about the last draft. And it was the early game where things got out of control. This time it's going to have to be a lot better here for Pays and Delight. And see the cut down coming through here on this Xayah. Which you'd love to see.
Aphelios.
Yeah, true. Very important.
Yeah.
And it's just basically unplayable as Chovy. Going to show a lot of respect here.
Oh, flash on in there, going for this one as Chovy responds flash. He gets out. They didn't have a lot of vision on the other side of the mid lane, so I was kind of thinking they weren't going to go for the play just in case Peanut was there, but...
They could have maybe tried to land some. Peanut could flash in, but the response flash would pull him into turret, so very difficult. Here he goes.
There it is, flash on in, carrying a lot of trouble here. Gets the hook down, flashes away himself, dodges the knock-up, and now Owner is here as Delight is in a rough spot himself. Grabbing him comes in onto Pays as the follow-up is here from T1. They're not fully committing to it just yet as Owner trying to get the angle onto Delight as the flash away comes in from him, but there it is with the follow-up hook as Keria is back into the play and gives first blood to Gumayusi.
This is disastrous. I mean, yeah, no doubt. Chovy just trying to get any damage done he can.
Okay, that's a flash out of Zeus. That's going to be very nice. Doran just picks that one up essentially for free.
Yeah, just doesn't want to deal with that extra damage from the bombies when he gets on top of him like that, and that's huge. I think if he is able to avoid that, maybe he actually can feel great. He's still pushing it back on the top side, by the way, of any of those additional minions. But the vision control here is insane for T1 on the bottom side of the map.
Yeah.
Chovy has no idea.
So they're just going to give away Infernal Dream. Not sure about that. Chovy might just be dead too. He has flash, but there's 4 people here, as he had no idea this was coming. And you never know when Lissandra's just going to claw forward and set up a kill. It's what she does best.
Thorn also with flash and ultimate available here.
Yeah. As Faker looking to force him into that one, but Ignite comes in and he actually just elects to flash. He wants to hold his ult for the fight.
I actually think it's the right choice here, but you better make a high impact with your ult in this fight or you're going to feel really bad about this one.
Guma just going to lantern away.
Chovy is in such a safe spot with his poke.
Okay, in they go. Faker looking for the engage. See, Moonlight Vigil comes in. Tons of damage on the Peanut, but they can't take anyone out. Owner trades for the junglers, but that's 2 kills now into the hands of Gumayusi. As everybody on the side of Genji's looking to get away, the stopwatch value is massive for Faker here. As flash forward, and he's actually going to miss the hook, but he does force the Feather Storm. As objective picked up for Genji, Zeus looking to make it interesting in the mid lane, wants to force a flash. Not even going to be able to do that.
Yeah, that if we, because Doran is trying to stay up top side there and come in, if we can actually push him out and force him to ult, we win this.
Okay, well, Doran's going to get the turret. He has a teleport coming in for some help. Zeus in a little bit of trouble here, does have flash, as will he elect to use it? The answer is no. Just going to give the kill over to Chovy, as his team is down here on the bottom side taking the Dragon.
Yeah, so you get a teleport, but that's turret and a kill going over. They have a 2-item Aphelios.
Keria doesn't have flash. Speaking of which, there's the engage. The Malphite and the recombinant cannot kill Guma. Where is the follow-up? There is nothing onto him. He is quite low as here comes the Maokai ultimate as
very late.
Base is on. Should be able to get Owner. Everybody else just in the choke as in goes Faker. He's got an ult in that backside, or looking for it at least, as now the Xayah is popping off. Pays is able to frontline, picks up the kill. 2 kills for him. As a very messy engage, and Genji will take the fight.
Yeah, there's just too many threats.
And Zeus now not in any luck either. He does have Mega Gnar, but he is just flashing away as the zoom in will not do him any favors, and now Genji.
And there are just so many threats for this Aphelios. The positioning for Guma.
Zeus, what is going on here? He's so far down the lane, and it's a Malphite holding ultimate in his face. As he does have Mega Gnar, and in fact, the rest of the team is getting over here. He will push them away. And a Lantern should get him to safety, but certainly not a very comfortable situation.
Certainly a lot riskier.
In the past, like, players would actually prioritize being on the map instead. So we're going to have to stop that. We do have a fight here. Faker in a really rough spot, looking to get 100-0. Down he goes as the damage is coming in, but they're just looking for Guma on the backside as he nearly takes out Doran, though. Peanut getting torn to shreds, but there it is. They get into the backline with the Zaya, who's incredibly low. And it might just be enough as Pays with his incredibly low health bar is just going to run away and let Chovy do the cleanup here as Zeus on the run. He's just going to hop over the wall here, doesn't want anything to do with it as Gen G considering their options.
Oh man, yeah, it looks like it is going to be a flip. Zeus over the wall here. Here's the Peanut ult.
Maokai ultimate a little bit early. They're trying to get position now onto this. As Faker gets to the back line and ults onto 5 people. As Meganar is in and Guma gets knocked off. He's not doing the damage, but it does not matter. And Stopwatch should be enough, and the rest of the team just peels away the onion. As Doran is so low and he can't take out Guma. And T1 just barely should be able to take this down. Oh, they don't have Smite. Jeez. As they will take it at the end of the day. That will be the shutdown for Guma.
And a stopwatch is all it takes for Guma to survive the counter engage. Faker makes it happen one more time here. Super clutch, very clean flash. And now Gen G just desperate to defend.
1 second on Peanut. I think they're going to try to kite this one out. No, we have TP coming in. As the hook is there, down goes Delight. The desperation out of the side of Gen G to try to stop this from going down. But there's the ult down to Chovy. And that should be the end of him. As Doran does get in, takes out Guma. And you know what? I mean, it's only Faker and Owner here. They're going to back away from the Nexus.
FaZe is coming back.
And they, oh man, they overstayed their welcome. They did not hit the Nexus, and we are still in the game as Faker and Zeus are looking to get into the backline. Now Peanut looks like he's got a decent idea that this is going on as the rest of the team trying to TP back in, trying to stop the backs here, but the autos will come through. And can they take down Faker? He's not able to claw over as Zeus. He does have some nice attack speed. Can he get those last autos in? And no, he can't. The Nexus will survive.
Oh man, he's just trying to do it. It's so low.
Wave clear here.
Zeus also has TP and could just TP to try to kill the Nexus, but there's no ward actually.
That was a lot of damage. The AoE coming in. Peace nearly dies, and Gen G are like, okay, never mind. Yeah, we were just trolling.
There's no ward for Zeus to TP to. But he is going to spawn now.
It's crazy that T1 3v5 are able to push them out of here with just a couple of Aphelios autos.
Yeah.
So, as I mentioned before in game 1, you know, Gen G can just push up mid and say, okay. Well,
Zeus to the Snarbar, though. You got to respect it.
Okay, a little engage coming in as they get onto the backline, but that's Faker. That's not Guma. Zeus with the Meganar available, and Doran is just getting peeled apart. Faker gets in the backline and Pays. He's trying to get the damage in. The feathers are on the ground, but he is too low. As can they even get onto the side? There are the feathers, and Zeus on the hook out of midair! As Chovy goes down, and the damage is not there. The GA for Pays will not keep him alive, and Guma will pick up the kill at the end of the day. T1 will take game number 2.
What an incredible game here from T1, though, in so many respects. And Gen G kept it interesting, man. They really did. But it was clutch plays from T1 back and forth here on these major objectives that end up taking it for them. I think we're going to see a split boat on POG, but T1, they are taking match point here.
Zeus' perfect engage on that one. You know, the follow-up after Faker's perfect engage. I think there, but Gen G, man, they got so close as well.
Yeah, for me, like, I thought the early game was so beautifully played from Gen G. The lane. Blanc here going to be a skill-based matchup for Chovy to try to get ahead there. As ornaments to make this comp amplified in the late game and to just weather the storm against this Jace feels very strong here too for T1. And for Gen G now, you really have to kind of out-skirmish this team and outplay them at every turn.
Absolutely. It all comes down to this. Let's see if they can start the return, come back, or will T1 just take it all away? Let's hop onto the rip for game 3.
Chovy here, obviously on LeBlanc, isn't going to be under as much threat as a lot of our mids have been, right? Because LeBlanc is super mobile, and you could use Distortion to get out of a lot of hairy situations against almost any jungler. But, you know, picks like Talia, which we've seen in the past be super important, really struggle in these types of scenarios. So they can know where he is at any moment.
Uh-oh. There's the hook onto Delight as he does have flash, as he hops over to Pays, and he's ticking down. First blood. Keria picks it up in the bottom lane.
The Ignite ticks through, and it's enough damage. But they didn't expect him to be there.
Look at this.
The hook. Okay.
They fake a back as Summoners are here for the side of them as they dodge the knockup once again, and they get on in there. Owner picks up the kill.
T1.
And a Lantern comes in again. This is pristine play on the bottom side of the map.
It's the biggest lead they've had this series. It's just straight up the biggest lead they've had this early this series, and now you have a very huge gold gap here on the side of Gen G. Both of these Drakes, lead to a better soul, like we've talked about. Peanut's going to try to get something back. No flash on Owner.
Okay, he's getting on in there. Owner, I think he's just dead. He's going to dash away, but Peanut, nice look to come on in and at least pull together some scraps.
Can they bait Faker in here? Chovy's in the vicinity. This would be huge.
It's a bit of damage on a Peanut. He's going to smite and get out of there. Elects not to get too crazy with it. And we got a fight on live, though, as Zeus is going to be the first one to go down. And you see the Ornhorn just flies by.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of details and pieces missing for this one, but Ornhorn missing, as you say, and now Gen G completely in control. And Guma, he has no ultimate here. Owner doesn't have Heartbreaker, so the steal angle's not there. This is very greedy from T1 to stick around regardless.
Don't really have to fight this one, but they say they still have an angle. They have Zeus with TP coming on in.
Doran very happy with this exchange here. Zeus has no teleport. Doran does, and can of course join this Drake fight too. So pushing Zeus out like this is massive for him.
There you go. Zeus just stays under turret, decides, well, I'll just give my life. I mean, that seemed pretty straightforward. He had flash, maybe thought he could avoid some damage, but did not execute it correctly.
And Peanut was there.
Faker a little bit zoned away from this one at the moment. He's in mid. Spino is able to zone him. They don't have full vision there. It's actually very nice vision control for Gen G on the left side, so Faker's got to choose his angles wisely as trying to get in there as he does an insane amount of damage to Guma, and T1 say, well, we can't fight that now. Gen G going to pick up the first Mountain Drake.
There's a control ward here, and there's TP for Doran. He can actually TP safely to top.
Okay, they're going to start it as you see that Doran is still doing this Drake. He's got the TP, as you mentioned.
Yes.
But is the damage enough? I mean, I don't think they're going to get here on time. Peanut trying to get into the pit. As Zeus going to blow the Ornhorn, but he gets knocked up, and it doesn't matter. Faker with a double snipe. It was not a flip at the end of the day. T1 double smite down the Baron, and they get out.
They double smite it. They get away. They have so much mobility here. Yeah, but I think they've really dealt with it quite nicely here. Another wave of super minions, or rather Baron minions, coming over.
Got to be careful. They're getting caught over here. Zeus, nice buffer. As meanwhile, there is a sneaky Jason the Bush who has no mana.
Yeah, he has no mana here. He has flash.
He's going to get some mana as we... Okay. We got fighting all over the Rift.
Looks like this is going to be the end of Doran's attempt to kill Faker as he comes the ult.
Did they go too far is the question. Chovy has to flash away, Cyclone defensively, and T1 say, okay, we still have Baron for 45 seconds. Let's just take the turret and not force the fight. We got enough.
And this is an angle, once again, where Doran needs to be doing damage here, but he can't see. He can't hit what he cannot see. Chovy's going over the wall to clear vision here and basically be a living ward for those shock blasts.
Yeah, he is on in there, but he gets the hook on a Peanut, so Keria is able to spare his own blushes. As Chovy now in the pit, there's no smite, and it goes the way of Owner as Zeus is going to bang his head against the wall in celebration, and T1 get their first Mountain Drake.
I mean, Doran's actually going to push this top wave, and T1 see that as the angle to pull the trigger here on this Baron. Peanut.
Chovy's behind them. I don't know if they know about this, but Keria's going to get the news as this is about to get really interesting. Peanut trying to get in. The damage is there as they get the hook on the Delight, but they don't go in on this one. A little bit broken up is the fight as Owner's out of the pit, and massive ult value comes out from Guma as he just blows up the back line of Gen G. Lots of low health bars on both sides, but Guma is the final boss at this point in time. He's looking to try to get on in there, but not quite able to follow up on that. Well, Owner might get there on time. He's got a Lantern too. Doesn't, I guess, okay, trying to get in there, and no, it's going to be Zaya who picks it up and 2 kills!
Chovy going to take this turret out, so they're getting so much deep vision removed, so much map control into these turrets.
Okay, over the wall goes Faker, he's trying to set up the play, and they burst out Doran! As Faker now, can he get out is the question. He goes into his stopwatch as he is not in a great spot, and the damage comes in, paces over the wall, immediately goes into the Feather Storm, and will survive as Delight is there for the follow-up.
That follow-up
is so tanky as Guma now trying to go 1v5, flashes in and nearly on us. We got another fight. We just keep doing this as they're looking for Delight mid lane. Horn comes in, catches Doran as they did not expect that, and down goes the Jace. As the follow-up in here, the Sparrow rushes on the pace. He doesn't have Thunderstorm. It's 1 second away. He's not able to use it here in this fight. His owner is going to die as Xayah, funnily enough.
And they're going to try to get an inhibitor out of this, and I think they should be able to.
Or how about this? Over the wall. There you go. This guy is just no chill.
Ari Threshman is it's a force of nature. It's a threat you have to respect.
Yeah,
don't know where it's coming from.
Look at Faker's items now. He's got upgraded Everfrost and Death Cap. Like, he is bursting people down.
They want to try to end here. I think this might be a bridge too far. Doran's up in 15.
Okay, this is kind of insane. They're looking for Guma. The Lantern take is perfectly timed as they take down one Nexus turret. Lots of damage on the Chovy. Okay, they're going to back off after this, but man, they are playing with fire. But they have been doing that all series long.
Teleport from Doran.
Yeah, he's looking to come in. As they do ping this, they do know this is coming in. Faker looking to maybe just show them away. Takes the Lantern. And we will get a big shock blast here, as it will hit Faker. But is there any follow-up after that is the real question.
I don't think so. I think they're going to get out of here just fine.
And the potential Mountain Soul.
Yeah.
In a minute and a half.
T1, lot of Baron control right now. GA for Owner is so huge because he could really force things like these flanks he's setting up right now. Chovy sees him. He wants to pop that Banshee's Veil. He's unsuccessful.
Okay, over the wall they go. The charm is insane! Unbelievable! As down goes Doran again! This guy just cannot survive against them!
Yeah, just like the ult from Zeus, it's turned. It looks like he's charming somebody else, but he just turns the charm onto Doran. Doran's killed here once again before these critical objectives.
Yeah, and the turn is still here. No Ornhorn this time around from T1 as Chains landing on in. The box is down in the opening as they get the hook on a Peanut. He does have a stopwatch here as the Moonlight Vigil goes wide and the damage here on Owner. He goes into the GA as Delight. And Chovy and Pace in the backline will stay alive as Carry is back there. He gets the hook on a Pace. And that provides the front line for T1. Guma is able to take down his opposing AD Carry. And T1 will take the Baron.
It looks like this is probably just going to be the win here for T1 3-0 because now you have this Baron. Chovy's looking for a steal.
Chovy, can he do it? He doesn't have any vision. Nope, not gonna happen. He's getting on in there.
I mean, Chovy is so difficult to kill. He's level 18. He has 4 Mountain Drakes and a Banshee's Veil on top of him, so he could kind of continue to harass and look for backline access, but this Baron buff is the problem.
Really is pushing. The Cyclone is good on the aggression this time around, but no follow-up comes in as underneath the turret, Faker goes down as massive damage comes in from the Aphelios, and Pace has to get in and out at the same time as down will go this inhibitor.
Still have to somehow kill this Aphelios.
Let's see it happen then. See the execution happen this time around. We saw it happen when Doran hits an accelerated shot blast on Nagumi. He just immediately gets his shield back. It's like it's barely even happened. As meanwhile, here we go. Engage. They get Guma. They get him down as he is into his GA. In the follow-up here, he's going to have to try to get out. But no, he goes down. Peanut makes the pick happen as Faker tries to get in and stop the push of the minions, but I don't think he was successful. They've got a cannon.
Yeah, Carrier is going to go down here, and they're going to try to push to end this one, and a clutch play from Peanut in an important series. A very incredible engage. We talked about his flash was coming up. He has Flash Cyclone, and that's what closes the gap on Naguma. Finally, he's popped into his GA, and the follow-up is real, and Genji steal the win away. And we've got a series on our hands, Valdez.
A little bit late, but we in fact do. It's 2-1 as Genji.
And for once, it's Peanut making a aggressive decision that everyone can celebrate on the Genji side of things, of course.
Yeah, the goal difference graph just highlighting
if Faker wants to just try to play Gragas here, but you're not going to have Prio. Talia has been very weak at the end of the season. Over Tom Kenshin in the bot lane. Very different look here for some additional safety for this Varus. Will help out against the dive quite significantly, but you only get one Devour, and there are just too many different ways to get on top of this Varus.
Should have played Callista. Silas going to be the pick here for Faker.
I mean, it could be a Jarvan angle.
He's laughing. It's Olaf.
Oh my god.
He's laughing his way to an Olaf pick here.
Well, I mean, it's a great tanky front line here. We add the Olaf and the Malphite together. There is a ton of power in the front of your composition that can run at T1, get through the CC. You have really good hard engage on this Varus.
In front of it here for game number 4. Let's hop onto the rims. Kobe's in the top lane for now. Now, he could just be standing there at the level 1, but could have a little lane swap here, as of course the Malphite wants to play into Jace.
Yeah.
That's not a secret, right? T1 are the ones that are trying to mix this one up as they spot him early. Could potentially swap now, but nope. And Doran's playing mid lane as Malphite.
Okay, so it's happening.
He has really fallen off. We haven't seen him for 400 days. The last player was Guangdong Freaks Ellen against Canyon.
That game wasn't very fun either.
No.
I remember that game, actually.
Yeah.
His owner's going to come here top and actually look for a gank onto Chovy. Try to force out his summoner, but he does have distortion.
Yep. Should have it, but see the amount of speed on the stacks as down he will go. Owner just picks it up. Level 3 quick to the top side.
So this is going to hurt his ability to be a strong carry in the mid game.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not too happy about that either, as Peanut here is spotted on this one, as that will go the way of Peanut, who does smite it down, but already in a lot of trouble as he does not have Ghost, he does not have Flash, he does not have a health bar, as over the wall goes Faker. Didn't have to do that, as Guma will pick up the kill.
You know, the Rift Herald is about to spawn, and that was the reason I mentioned this. It's set to Baron right now at the top right.
Yeah, as okay. Just going to force out a flash here as the engage on the bottom side is decent, but now Pace has to flash away himself. His owner comes in with an ultimate, forces out the cleanse.
It almost looked like he wanted to give some of that local gold as Zeus is going to get slowed.
Okay. Now he has to kind of go in. He has stolen Doran's ultimate, just goes back in once again as now he's in a lot of trouble. Down he goes, but was he baited into a rough position as down will go Peanut as well. Doran just has to flash to get out of this one as they will drop this Rift Herald up in the top side, but Faker just stepping up to it.
Yeah.
He's got owner here. Uh-oh, this is not what you want to see on the side of Gen G. This is going to go down. They can't do anything about it. Could have even smited it if necessary. Not even necessary, as meanwhile, underneath here we got Featherstorm forced out. A treat of ultimates as T1 are pushing the bottom lane.
Trying to bait him.
Is just... Okay, Ignite comes down. It was all a bait. Down Ignite to the end of it as he will tick out of this one, and Cario will take the kill. Faker does not have Flash, and he is avoiding these axes very nicely. Does hop away, but eventually he is going to go down as Peanut will pick up the kill. 2v1. Yeah, another Drake going to the hands of T1.
The Sejuani. Speaking of,
Peanut is in the enemy jungle. Remember, he does not have Flash, so he might just go down, but he is standing his ground, actually. Is not scared of anything, as Faker's got a massive shield, probably the Hex Shrinker in there as well, as does take a bunch of damage, but you see that Gen G are just being routed here. Delight as well going to be collateral damage on the backside of this one, as he was just trying to help.
Doran is just... unfortunately, holding this wave on top side can't help out at all. You know, you're just going to be more utility this time around, and that damage is massive against even the tanky supporters. They're going to look for a wraparound.
Yeah, Carry is in a lot of trouble here as he will flash and gets away. Meanwhile, the entire team is looking to dive him under the turret. They will be successful. This is 5 members of Gen G in the mid lane right now.
Okay, TP flank coming through.
Not sure about that. Chains of Corruption are down, so a lot of damage already into Peanut. They're essentially trying to count him out of the fight here as a lot of poke into Doran as well. Trying to corral them in as it is dodged by Guma. It just flashes away from the Malphite ultimate. Zeus gets in, dodges the engage, but he's alone and exhausted in the back line as Gen G handle the flank perfectly. And they will get everybody out alive, just barely.
Oh man. God. Oh, we all just had to hold our breath and sit on it. Always chug your refillable.
Jace on your team, and even the Silas is going to really benefit from
getting
that scaling
baited.
as Zeus in a lot of trouble here. He does have Olaf ultimate, and he will eventually use it, you'd have to imagine, as there it is. But the damage might just be too much. He tries to go back in, but he just dies. So meanwhile, Guma does not have his flash. As in comes Caria. He's got Devour just in case. Doesn't have to use it.
Guma looks, you know, he didn't look really too frustrated or worried at all on his player cam there. Almost looked like just instantly calming, like Olaf no ult. And I mean, Peanuts over here still going to get the red buff for this, as that was the kind of goal, was who can we catch here in the jungle after this pick.
Turns out. So he's not really doing much in the side lane.
Nope.
Against Doran, so he's kind of just catching waves.
And he's going to be a worse Malphite in these team fights, too, into a comp that has great disengage. Chovy.
Chovy? Gotta be careful about that when everybody on T1 is right there and ready to trade back.
Delights are looking
at this, says okay, he's going to get the flash out of Keria. So much poke damage comes in, but they don't have Silas. As here they go, Genji are just going super deep. Can they get on the backlines? The question is no. Guma stands his ground, but Keria will be the first person to go down. Doran, the second, though, and a lot of low health bars here. As Zeus steals the Rakan ultimate, he's looking for it on the phase, and he will get in that backline. And that is a couple of kills for Zeus. Make it 3, actually, as he picks up the triple, and that will be Mountain Soul for T1. Mountain Soul is going to help so much on this turn. Like, T1 do not have to take this Baron. They do have the smites. They do have the ability to go for it, but stolen Malphite ultimate is now they try to get in onto Chovy. Fantastic stopwatch timing. Will it matter, though, as they're trying to get into there, as Pino will be the last one, and Zeus has his own insane stopwatch timing as he will survive, and Chovy is on the run.
Oh, Zeus has been making so many huge plays. Chovy is in trouble.
Yeah, Chains of Corruption, that's the end of him, as so many ultimates get thrown straight into his face, as the last auto from Guma will do it, and that should be the Baron, although Genji are sticking around. But the execution wasn't there. Once again, that's kind of been the theme for today. They needed to get the kill right off the bat, and they did, and now T1 are massively in the lead, and the damage is just being thrown out in spades, as even Doran can barely survive. And everybody's health bars are just going by the wayside. Chovy here on the run from a Tom Kench. As with the Baron buff, T1 are looking to push the bottom lane and maybe end this game.
Yeah, I mean, they have so many minions here. It has to be FaZe's defense. And he just doesn't have the items. He's sitting on Kraken Slayer Quick Blades here.
Should know about this. Guma has Flash and Ghost and everything. As now they definitely know. Maybe they didn't actually know. Doran's just ulting into the pit, trying to get this one going. And the rest of the team is just trying to get in there. They fight Guma, who is left alone in the pit. But the damage from Faker's too high. The Gordringer, though, on the side here is FaZe desperate to try to live, but he will not. He gets hit by a huge shock blast from Faker. And now Chovy is only damage left here on the side of Genji. They choose the wrong clone, actually. As Chovy's still on the run, and their base is in tatters, and it's being pushed in through the bottom lane.
Yep, they're just pinging it already. TP coming through. What a sad way to lose this series.
Well, it looks like Peanut might be taken out here by his fellow veteran Faker, or perhaps not, as T1 looks like this will be the end of it. As 3-1 will be the score. Very one-sided in the last 9 minutes of this game after one big team fight from the side of T1 as they take down the Nexus and they move on to their 4th LCK final in a row.
The first team in LCK history to go 4 back-to-back finals, and they pull it off here. Faker looks so happy.
And all it took was, you know, avoid the Malphite ultimate, get a great flank from Zeus, just one big team fight, and the game was over. Like, that was all it took.